Reach arms above, reach legs down below. Take a deep breath and let it go. Bring your arms down by your sides. So we will start off and we'll do Pilates, and so I'm going to actually have you, I'm going to do more instruction on the Pilates breath because we don't often talk about that in here. So take your hands and just put a hand on your, I like to put actually both hands on my stomach for this, kind of one above and one below, right on your abdomen. So with Pilates, we're really focusing on the core, which goes deeper than the superficial muscles on top. Underneath our abdominal obliques, we have other layers of muscles, and the way that we get to those is with the Pilates breath, which is specific to Pilates and different from yoga. So if you inhale through your nose, and just exhale through your nose like you normally do in yoga. And do that again. So you'll feel your abdomen rise and fall, but there's not really any contraction going on in your abdomen. So now take an inhale through your nose, and then sharply blow it out through your lips. And hopefully you're feeling that contraction deep down. You don't have to do it as sharp. You can do a longer, steadier one, but still strong. Hopefully, again, you're feeling that bracing in your core. So that's what we're really going for when we do Pilates. So if you're not comfortable breathing out through your mouth for any reason and you want to maintain the nasal breath in and out, that's fine. But when you do that deeper breath, what that does is contracts your transversus abdominis as well as the multifidi, and they really help to support your spine and your posture, and they help give you that flat stomach. They have nothing to do with the six-pack, they're underneath that. When you exhale really sharply, really deeply, you actually get all the way down here to your pelvic floor, and particularly in women, it's really important to keep that pelvic floor muscle strengthened, especially for women who have given birth, because that muscle tends to lose its tension after pregnancy, but really for all of us as we get older, we lose strength in that muscle. I won't go into the benefits and adverse effects of having a weak pelvic floor muscle, but there are both, but that's what you're going to get to if you do the breath work. Okay, enough chitter chatter. Bring your knees to the, bend your knees, place your feet on the mat. We're going to start warming up through the spine. So we're going to inhale as we tilt up, inhaling through the nose, and use that long breath through the lips as you lower back down. So as you inhale, imagine that you're peeling one vertebra off the spine at a time, and as you exhale, placing one vertebra of the spine down at a time. Inhale, pressing up to the shoulders. Keep those knees parallel, so you're having to engage your muscles here to keep the knees from flopping open. One last time, inhale and hold the up, but don't hold your breath. I'm going to walk my feet a little bit closer to my body, just adjust as you need. Palms in the mat, shoulders down and back. Really squeeze, lifting as high as you can. You should be feeling your gluteal muscles contracting. Keeping the knees parallel. Take a deep inhale, really expanding the chest and the ribs. Exhale, let it go. Rock up onto the balls of your feet and lower back down a few times, just rocking up and down. Working your muscles, also giving you a bit of a stretch through your feet, which is important. Just keep that inhale and exhale. Lift up onto the balls of your feet, squeeze up a little bit higher, and let's just do some little pulses. So you can barely see me moving here. It's not a big lower and lift. It's just a little squeeze. Sometimes we do the big lower and lift, but right now I just want you to make little pulses, squeezing up, up, up. If it's too much, if your calves start to burn and that is not a pleasant feeling, you can just lower down onto your heels and place your feet flat on the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're probably going to come back to this, but I'm going to give you a break for a moment. Lower the heels and then lower yourself all the way down. Give yourself a little hug, giving yourself a little rock from side to side. We will do some yoga stuff towards the end, but we're going to do probably about half the class. We'll do some Pilates, probably about 30 minutes. All right, we're going to do the Pilates 100s. So, modifications of this. You can start with your feet on the floor. Level 2 will be legs and tabletop. Level 3 is legs extended, and you can lower those legs down as much as you want. I will start at the bottom and work my way up. You can start wherever you want. The key is making sure that back stays pressed on the floor. As soon as you arch your back, you're going to hurt your back and your abs go soft, so we don't want that. Pick your leg position, inhale, extend the arms, exhale, lift, chin towards chest, eyes to thighs, and begin to pump as you inhale and exhale. Inhale for a 5 count and exhale. So the idea is we stay completely stable through here. Nothing moving except our arms. Imagine you're balancing like a martini glass on your abdomen. You don't have to have a martini in it, but it's just that unstable. If you feel nice and stable, you can bring those legs up to tabletop, keeping that back pressed into the floor. Careful your head doesn't drop back. And if you still feel stable and want to challenge yourself, extend those legs and you can lower them down as much as you want to continue to challenge yourself. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. The stronger you pump, the more your core has to work to keep everything stable. So it's not a floppy mermaid movement, it's really strong. I don't know why I said mermaid. I'm sure mermaids are very strong. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. After your last exhale, release down, hug your knees into your chest. I just picture mermaids like really gracefully floating through the water without a lot of effort. Apologies to the mermaids in the world. Okay, we're gonna do the leg stretch series. I will be doing this without a break because I know that y'all are super strong, but if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, take a break. It's totally fine. All right, single leg stretch. Right hand on the right ankle, left hand below, not on the right knee. Extend the left leg, lowering it down as you lift your head and shoulders, finding that point where you're challenging yourself, but you're maintaining that contact with the mat. Inhale, hug the right leg in, exhale, switch. Inhale, right leg in, exhale, switch. So you're doing this nice and steadily, but with a little bit of momentum to challenge yourself. Still keeping the abdomen and the hips stable as if you're still balancing a glass. Obviously your knees would knock it down, but you get the point. We want to stay really steady through here. Inhale and exhale, chin to chest, eyes to thighs. Notice my arms are barely moving. It's really just the legs pumping in and out. For 2. Last 1. Hug both knees in, tuck yourself into a little ball. Inhale, let it go. Next inhale, arms up, legs up, like the letter U. Exhale, hug it back in. You can challenge yourself by lowering the legs, but keep the arms straight up from the shoulders. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, back pressing into the mat. Exhale. Again, make sure you're not dropping your head back. Imagine a soft peach between your chin and your chest. Exhale, hug it in. And 3. And 2. Last 1, holding it. Take a couple breaths. You're probably shaking, that's cool. Bring the right leg in and grab it. Most flexible here at the ankle. The calf, don't tug on the knee please, or grab the thigh, that's totally fine. Elbows are wide. And switch. Inhale, right leg in. Exhale, left. Now, you can go nice and slow and steady, like I'm doing. If you feel quite stable and nothing is moving around, you're balancing that martini glass, you can add a bit of momentum where you kick and catch. Inhale and switch. Inhale and switch. And 2. And 1. Bringing both legs up, hands go behind the head, elbows wide. Modification is head on the mat, hands under the bottom, okay? Flexing the feet, inhale as you lower down, keeping the back pressed into the mat. Point the toes, exhale, pull them up to the start. Inhale, lower down, legs are nice and straight. Exhale, pull back up. Careful that you're just bringing the legs to vertical. They're not lifting up. Your bottom and hips don't lift off the mat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to the top. And 2. Oh, 1 more. Good. Bending the knees, hands behind the head if they're not there already. Chin towards chest, elbows stay wide for crisscross. Knees start over the hips. We inhale. As you exhale, turn to the side. The elbow goes to the floor. That knee comes all the way towards the shoulders. Exhale back, or inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to center. Inhale. The more you exhale, the more you'll be able to twist, the more you get into those obliques. Don't worry about touching the knee to the elbow. I'd rather you keep your elbows wide and try to bring that knee all the way to the shoulder. Finish on the opposite side from where you started, and then go ahead and release down. Palms in the mat, feet on the floor. Inhale to tilt up again. Big stretch into the abs. Letting that go. One more inhale, and then next time exhale to lower back down. All right, we're going to do spine stretch forward, and we're going to combine that with an extra, or spinal roll up rather, and we're going to combine that with an extra spine stretch forward. So we're going to be stretching the hamstrings as we work our abs. I'm going to start with a modification with knees bent, and I will progress it for those of you who want. Arms are going to come straight up from the shoulders. Use momentum on this. Take an inhale. Use the breath and exhale quickly to roll up. It's a lot harder to roll up slowly. Inhale, extend the legs, sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale as you drop chin towards chest and pulse forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, back to seated. Bending the knees is your modification. Exhale, pulling back. Belly button pulls towards the spine, one vertebra down at a time. You can roll up more slowly if you're able, otherwise use that momentum, roll up quick. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, it's a rounded spine here. Notice my arms are high. You're reaching forward, trying to get past your toes. Inhale, bending the knees. Exhale, one vertebra at a time goes down. Now if that was easy, you can do this with legs extended. Inhale, exhale, rolling up quicker is easy, rolling up slower is harder. Inhale, exhale, pulse. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, pull back. So it's a C curve to stretch forward and also a C curve to round down. Inhale, exhale, roll up, straightening the legs if they're not already. Inhale, exhale, pulse, pulse, pulse. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, pull that belly button in, roll all the way down. If you'd like to add a little extra challenge, you can grab anything. Sometimes I do this with weight, but this is just a light block. Inhale, exhale. It just gives you a little something to focus on. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Inhale, if you want, raise those arms up. And now roll back with your arms more extended up rather than straight out. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pulse. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, raise your arms if you want. Pulling back, rolling down. Try to make contact one vertebra at a time. It's not easy to do. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pulse. Inhale, sit up tall, raising your arms if you want, and rolling back, one vertebra at a time. Reaching those arms overhead, relax down, press the legs away. Give yourself a stretch. Good, hug the knees into the chest. All right, we're gonna do the reverse of the spinal roll up and do a roll over. Now, not everyone can do this, so we're gonna practice for a moment here. Palms are on the mat, legs are extended. So this is a lift up and overhead. If that does not work for you, I want you to just practice lifting and lowering in place, because this is enough for a lot of people. So it's an inhale to lift, exhale to lower. If you're able to do that and you want to take it a step further, we go inhale, exhale, overhead. Open the legs, just shoulder distance, it's still really narrow. Inhale, exhale to roll down, one vertebra at a time. When you get all the way down, the legs swoop together and come back over on the exhale. Open up, shoulders distance, pull the belly button in, roll down, one vertebra at a time. They go past vertically, go a little bit lower, pull the belly button in, protect the back, swing the legs together, up and over again. Shoulders distance is not a big wide splits, just a little bit of distance. If you find that you kind of fall down and your butt kind of lands on the floor, that's okay. You're just building that strength. We're going to do one more this way. So if you're in the middle of it or starting a new one, either way, that's fine. Coming back to where we started, and just pause there for a moment while we catch up. Now we're going to start with the legs apart. So they're wider than hips, but they're not way out here. It's just shoulders distance. Palms are in the mat. Inhale, exhale, lift those legs overhead. They don't touch the floor. Notice my legs are parallel to the floor. Squeeze the legs together and roll down one vertebra at a time. This time we're going to swoop them open, up and over, squeeze together. Exhale to roll back down. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale, squeeze together. Exhale, back. To begin, if this for some reason is bothering your neck, of course you want to avoid it. If you don't do plow for any reason, you want to avoid it. This is one of my favorites, but not everyone loves it. We'll do one more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, squeeze together. Whenever you're done, just roll all the way down, hug your knees into your chest, and give yourself a little rock. Hopefully you love it as much as I do. Rock yourself up to sit. Once again, opening the legs just about shoulders distance apart. We're going to do the saw. This is a stretch for the spine. Arms extending out from the shoulders. We're reaching opposite pinky finger towards the toe, and it's like you're sawing it off. You're trying to reach past it. So it's an inhale, exhale, twist, ear turns towards knee as you saw, exhale, saw, exhale, saw, exhale, inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale. So it's not so much a bounce up and down as a stretch forward. Back palm flips up, front palm flips down. Inhale. Inhale, last time, both sides. Inhale, back to center. You can keep the arms extended. I'm going to bring mine to my chest just because I'm going to whack the wall behind me if I don't. But you can keep your arms extended. I'm actually going to have fist to fist in the middle of my chest. Feet are flexed, legs a little bit apart. Inhale, we're going to twist over a shoulder 3 times. Pulse, pulse. Inhale to center. Inhale to center. The idea is we go a little bit further with every exhalation. So you're not twisting all the way back around to the front each time. You're twisting a little bit further, a little bit further. And like I said, you can do those arms extended. I'm just very close to the wall here, so it's harder. Finish up so that you stop on this opposite from where you started. Coming back to center, inhale, extend the arms up. Pull those shoulders down. Shoulder blades together, we're lifting tall, tall, tall. Flex the feet to really ground yourself here. And we're going to laterally bend, allowing one arm to come down and just sliding out. Opposite arm reaches over, looking past that armpit. Take a couple of deep breaths. Let this arm on the mat go. If you pop up into it, you create a lot of tension here. Just release. Let that spine bend over. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, slide that arm out to the other side. Let it release down. Turning, looking past the armpit. And pressing yourself up. Now bringing the feet together. So in spine stretch forward, we're here, right? Belly button pulled in, spine rounding forward. So if you come out here for a moment, just take a couple breaths here. You should feel a stretch in the back of your spine. If you flex your feet, or in the back of your spine, obviously, at the top of your back, across this area. Pull the belly button so you're still engaging the core, and you should be feeling a stretch of your hamstrings. Now roll back up. In yoga, we keep an extended spine, so extend the arm up. This time, hinge from the hips as you lean forward, leading with your chest, and try to keep that spine long. Reach those arms forward as much as you can, as if you're pulling out of here. Now you should be feeling a stretch more at the base of your spine rather than the top of your spine. Let those arms release down. They can grab hold of calves or ankles or toes or feet, but keep the chest lifted for a moment. Use your hands to pull a little bit deeper. See how close you can get your abdomen towards your thighs. You're gazing forward. And then go ahead and just release into this for the first time, just releasing over in a forward fold. Taking a couple of breaths. Good, and then rolling back up to start. Excellent. Come on over onto your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Pull that belly button in. Working through a couple of cow-cats. Really actively pressing up when you're in your cat. Once again, feeling that stretch in the upper back. Inhaling as you move through cow. Exhaling, pressing up to cat. One more time. Exhale, press up, pull the belly button up, press the hands away, stretch the upper back, release your head, and then sit back on your heels, coming to child's pose, reach those arms forward, let your head release down. Keeping your knees together so that you're rounding your spine right now. Taking a couple breaths. Good, coming back up into your tabletop. So we're going to do a few different things here from this position. So if this is troubling on your knees, you can go ahead and put something under your knees, roll the mat up a couple of times because we're going to spend a fair amount of time here. Okay, so we're going to do the leg extensions and the arm extensions, but I don't want you to do cow-cat. I want you to work on keeping your spine stable today. So now that martini glass is on your back, because we're going to be working our core. So you're drawing the right knee into the body and then extending it behind you. Drawing it in and extend. Once you get the hang of that, inhaling to extend, exhaling to draw in, but notice my back isn't moving. You can add the opposite arm if you want. So you draw everything in, you extend everything. For me, they don't actually touch. They stay pretty far away in order to keep my spine stable. So that's just going to depend on your body. Exhale, inhale to extend. Exhale, inhale, and 2. Last one, extend, lower everything down, and lift. Tap down, and lift. Just lifting to hip height and shoulder height. So we're not putting an arch in the back. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, keep the arm steady at all times. You could put that arm down if it was too much and make circles with the legs. So pretty small circles from the hip hop socket. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse that direction for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put a hand on your belly right now. That should feel quite tight. You should be really engaging that. Good, go ahead and place that hand down. We're going to do our scorpion push-ups. Elbows bend and hug the ribs as we tilt downwards, like we're going to kiss the mat, and then we press back up. 4 more. Inhale, exhale to press up. And 3, and 2. Last one, lift up. Coming onto forearms, bend the knee, flex the foot, and we're going to do little pulses towards the sky. So you can just do a lift, like I'm doing here, little press up, or you can make it more like a kick, like I'm doing now. But notice, again, I'm not going into my back. If there's a big kick like this, that's going to be working your low back, and you're going to end up real sore. I want you to work your glutes. Flexed foot, either lifting or little donkey kick towards the ceiling. Kick up, 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 up. You could do this if you have a Pilates ball. It's actually kind of a good thing to put it between your knee and the crease of your knee here. It just makes you focus on it more. 5. I actually did not count this at all. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Extend that leg, place it down, come up into a plank on your forearms. Forearm plank, hips are parallel to the floor, looking in between your arms. Lift that same leg off the floor, the right leg, and let's do little pulses again. Lifting up, 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 up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it down. We're going to twist. Dip your hip towards the floor, back up to center. Opposite hip, and up. And twist, and up. And 3, and 2. Last one. Back to center and mercifully lower down. Release your head on the mat. Give yourself a breath. Okay, coming back up. Hands right under shoulders. Inhale, slide those hands out, coming up to Sphinx in yoga. Palms are on the mat. So pull the shoulders down and back, lift the chest, pull the belly button away from the mat, contract the gluteal muscles. So this is an inhale and then 3 sharp breaths. Exhale, and as we exhale, we're kicking with a flexed foot, our heel towards our glute. But nothing is moving around except our leg. So it's an inhale, right leg. Inhale as if you have a rubber band on it, resist it down, and switch left leg. Inhale, resist, and switch. Inhale, resist, and switch. Last time. And release that all the way down. Slide the hands back, push yourself up, sitting back on your heels in child's pose. Release your head to the mat and breathe. Rising back up, coming onto hands and knees again. We will attempt to do everything on the other side. We'll see how it goes. So pull that belly button in, find a long spine, extend that left leg back. Inhale, exhale to pull it in. Inhale, find that steadiness of the back. Find that hot cup of tea or champagne glass or whatever, balancing, that nice stability. And then when you're ready, try to add the right arm. Exhale to draw in, inhale to extend. Exhale, contracting those core muscles to keep yourself stable. You're looking right in between your hands. Once you get the hang of it, you don't need to watch me. 3, and 2. Last one, extend and hold. Option to put the right hand down or leave it, and then 8 circles, one direction with the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and lift. Tap both down, lift back up. Just to hip and shoulder height. Using the gluteal muscles, using the abdominal muscles, but the back is in neutral. 5, 4, 3, and extend. Place that right hand down, scorpion push-ups. Inhale to tilt down, exhale up. Elbows hug the rib cage. You're just like a teeter-totter, a seesaw. The leg just follows the body. 2, last one. Bringing the forearms to the floor, bend the knee, donkey kicks up. So again, it's either a press, totally fine, or a sharp kick, which will be more intense. If it hurts your back, you're using your back, you shouldn't feel this at all in your back, so that means maybe stop kicking, try doing it more slowly. If you can get a mirror and see what your back is doing, it should be long and extended, and that kick should not be going into the small of the back, it should just be the glutes. It's actually quite an effective gluteal exercise. This should be, I believe it's your gluteal maximus. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Staying on your forearms, lowering that leg, coming up into a plank. Belly button pulling in, lifting that same leg and pulsing up. Long, steady breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees to the mat and squeeze back up. Bend down and squeeze. Bend down and squeeze. So a lot of these things that we're doing now are not specifically Pilates. They're a combination of Pilates, of yoga, and just different things I've learned along the way. And lower that all the way down. This time, just inhale, press up into cobra, so you're keeping your elbows by your side. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, light touch in the hands. Using the back more. Now I do want you actually using your back. You're contracting your gluteal muscles, but you're using the muscles as well as extending the spine. Inhale, lift up as high as you can. Lift the arms off the mat, squeezing the glutes. Feet are still in the mat. Extend the arms overhead and then pull them back. Extend and pull. For 3. Last one, pressing into the hands. Curl the toes under, push yourself up and back, coming to downward facing dog. Jogging through, bending one knee, bending the other knee. Giving yourself a little stretch here. Pressing both heels into the mat, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, pressing the palms into the mat. Nod your head yes. Make sure your neck is loose. Shake your head no. Inhale, come into a plank on your hands. If this bothers your wrist, you can always come down. I did something to my wrist this week. I don't know what I did. All of a sudden my wrist was just hurting. It was very strange. So, if you're like me and you have an unexplained injury, you can take a break from this. Lift the right leg and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Lift the left leg and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Press back up into your down dog. Extend that right leg up. Hinging forward for 5. Kick up. Hinge forward. Exhale for 4. Kick up. Last one, planting it down, rising up into a high lunge, hands at your heart. So nice deep bend in the front knee, pressing through the back leg. I'm going to step my back foot a smidge towards my front. You'll see if you need to. We're going to squat down. We're going to bend that back knee and rise back up. What's important is that you're going straight down and straight up. I don't want you tracking out over your toes. 3 and 2. Last one, finding your high runner's lunge again. We're going to twist, bringing left elbow to that right thigh. It's either right here on top of the thigh or coming to a deeper twist, hands at the heart center. Once again, checking that knee is over ankle, not tracking forward. I was at an orthopedist last week to have him look at my knees because my knees hurt. Nothing wrong with them. In fact, they're in excellent shape, so unexplained. But I was talking to him about teaching yoga and about alignment, and he commended me and said everything I'm doing is right in terms of protecting the joints. So that was validating, although I do wish I knew why my knee hurt. Turning up and looking at the ceiling. Good. Place the hands down. Step the right foot back, finding yourself in plank once again. Holding here for a moment. Let's come into a side plank. So let's walk your right hand right to the middle of the mat. Turning over onto your right foot. Left foot is stacked on top. Left arm reaches overhead. We're going to crunch this in, bringing knee to elbow and extend. Knee to elbow. Exhale on the in. Almost fell over. 5. You didn't see that, right? 4, 3, 2. Last one, pivoting back. We're going to go right to the other side. Bring the left hand to the middle, rolling onto your left foot. Right arm overhead. You could also do this on forearms. It's the same thing. and crunch it in for 10, for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pivoting that back to the plank. Chaturanga, lowering down as slow as you can. See if you can hover, flipping the toes, pressing up to an upward facing dog, holding here, shoulders down and back. So in your up dog, which should be a challenge, pull the shoulders down, little bit of a bend in the elbows. You'll see mine lock sometimes. Try not to lock them. Think about lifting the chest, extending the legs so you're not dropping into your hips. Curl your toes under, push back, downward facing dog. Left leg extends, 5 hinges forward. Exhale to come out over the hands. Inhale, kick back up. Exhale, inhale. Swing that left foot forward, planting it down, rising up, high lunge on this side, pushing through that back heel. Nice deep bend. Again, I find I always have to walk it just a tiny bit closer for these dips, and then we're gonna bend the back knee. So you don't really worry about the front knee. Focus on the back knee. The front knee will do what it needs. If you focus on the front knee, you will tend to track forward. 3, 2, last one, coming up, high lunge, push into that back leg, nice and lifted, twisting to the opposite side. So right elbow to the top or the side of the right thigh, hands at heart center, turning and looking over your shoulder. Now, that being said, he also validated when I say that it's okay to be uncomfortable but not be in pain. So if something's like, wow, this is tough, I'm feeling this, that's fine. If this is, wow, this really hurts, it's not. Listen to your body. Good, placing the hands on either side of that foot, stepping back into plank. 5 push-ups from here. Your option if you do them here in a narrow position, or if you widen them to a wider position, slightly easier that way, you use your chest more. This will work your triceps more. Inhale, you can also do this on your knees. Exhale, press up. If you find that you're dropping through your hips, it's better to modify. 4, dropping to knees so that you're protecting your back. 2, you also don't have to go all the way down. You could just do little push-ups. Last one, chaturanga. Can you hover on those burnt out arms? Flip the toes, press up, upward facing dog, curl the toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. I gotta scooch my mat. I'm moving to the wall. Am I the only one that happens to? I don't understand it. Come back out into plank. Belly button pulling in. We're gonna do, sometimes these are called spider lunges. It's bringing us into lizard lunge, but with some movement to begin with. So you're gonna step your right foot outside of your right hand, and then bring it back. Left foot outside of left hand, and bring it back. And again. One more round. This time step the right foot forward and hold it. So we're going to come into lizard. I often show you how you can use the block in lizard. That block can come down the mat to allow you to bring forearms onto block. Notice knee is still over ankle. You can drop the back knee if that is more comfortable. If you don't need the block, so you might need it on a higher level, that's fine. You might need it on a lower level, or you might not want it at all. It is better to do lizard on your forearms than on your hands. I don't have a good reason why. It just gives you a better stretch. But if you're on your hands, it's not bad. It's not going to, you're not doing anything negative. It just doesn't give you quite the inner thigh stretch. But if you haven't got anything and you can't get all the way down to your forearms, then just do this. See if you can keep your foot on the mat rather than rolling onto the side of it. Good, pressing into the hands, so bring your hands back onto the mat. You're in a lizard lunge here. We're gonna kick up to a three-legged downward facing dog. Kick up. We're gonna hinge forward, right knee to right elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, swing that leg forward, plant it down, high lunge once again. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the other side. Twisting this, right arm forward, left arm back. Pushing through that back leg, one of my favorite postures. I don't really know why, I just really like this posture. Feels very strong and elegant. Release the back arm down as the front arm comes up, getting a stretch in that side body, exalted warrior. So we have kind of switched to more yoga. So you can adjust your breath, or you can keep the mouth breath going, except they just do different things. Cartwheel those hands down to the mat, coming to your plank once again. Let's just do some more of those spider lunges. What do you say? Right foot forward and back, left foot forward. So that same glass is on your back. You should be staying quite stable through your spine. 2, last one. Step that foot forward. I think I spared you one, maybe. So now we're in lizard lunge on the other side, so left foot is at the edge of the mat. You can probably see a little bit more easily. So on my block here, again, back knee can drop down. You could have your block on its high side, on its low side, or all the way down on the mat. You're pressing your shoulder against that thigh, opening up the hip, the thigh. Pressing into the hands. We're going to kick up, move that hand so the foot's in the middle, kick up to a three-legged downward facing dog. Left knee to left elbow, opening up for 5, last one, kick up, swing forward, plant, high lunge on this side. Twisting, right arm forward, left arm back. Pressing through the right heel. So you're staying nice and tall to the spine here. Releasing the left arm down, opening up, reaching that right arm up, looking towards the ceiling if you like. Cartwheeling that down, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga, hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the feet, press up, upward facing dog. Drop down to the knees, sit back on your heels. Child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Coming up onto the knees. Sitting back on your heels. If this doesn't work, you just come to cross-legged. We're just going to do a twist from here. Inhale, extend the arms up. Grow nice and tall, like your knees, your glutes are glued to your heels, but you're trying to lift up off them. And then we're going to twist. So one hand behind the back, opposite hand on the thigh, sitting up tall, never leaning back into it. But use that hand on the thigh to really twist. Good, back to center. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale to the other side. Again, totally fine to use mouth exhale. Or go back to a yoga breath if you prefer. Good, releasing that. Extend the legs out. Sitting up nice and tall. Knees pointing towards the ceiling, toes pointing towards the ceiling. One more lateral bend, coming over to either side, opposite arm just comes in front of you. Looking up towards the armpit, reaching towards the opposite toes. trying to stay really sideways. It's easy in a lateral bend to twist. I'd rather you be way up here, bending laterally, than doing some wonky twisty thing. Pressing up, inhale, exhale, other side. Couple of breaths. Inhale up, sitting up nice and tall. Pivot towards one leg, and then just walk yourself out over that leg, folding over, releasing your head. Walk that into the center. Walk those hands out. So press into your hands and imagine, not imagine, you can actually do it. Press into your hands and press into it like you're lifting up out, so you really extend that low spine. So chest is somewhat lifted probably for most of us, unless it's flat on the mat, which probably none of us are at. Belly is going towards the mat, extending from that back. And walk yourself up. Pivot to the other side. Walking out. Releasing the head, folding over. Walk that to the center, once again, pressing into the hands, lifting through the chest, pulling out of the low spine. Aiming your chin out on the floor, aiming your sacrum to the floor, not so much the top of your head. Go ahead and walking that back up, bringing the legs together. Extend it out. Actually, I lied to you. Bend your knees. I've got time to do one teaser. Hinging backwards. Arms are extended. Hinge back. So belly is in, chest is lifted, shoulders are wide. We're not collapsing through here. If this is happening, it's easy to do. Just lift. Imagine a string on the center of your chest just pulls you magically. You don't have to do anything. It's just magic. Extending the legs so you're in Navasana. So here's our boat pose. So your options. You can bend your knees to modify this. You can also modify just by leaving the feet on the mat. If you want to take this into a teaser, we add movement. So we lower down, keep the legs where they are. Inhale, exhale, pull back up to balance. Belly button pulls in, we lower down, legs stay where they are for teaser one. And we come back up. Last time, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lower the legs down. We're still hinged back. Belly button pulls in. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Stretch the arms overhead. Draw the right knee into the body, giving yourself a hug. Roll that right ankle a couple of times. Press the left heel away. Bring that leg across your body. Finding the floor. If it doesn't find the floor, options are to put a block under it. You can also modify this, taking some pressure off the back by pulling your opposite knee under, okay? So you decide what's the best twist for you. But your right shoulder should stay on the mat. If your right shoulder is way up here, roll back a bit, like that. You can cactus your arms, you can extend your arms, you can place a hand on that hip to pull it over further. Taking a couple breaths into the twist. Rolling over through center, readjust yourself, centering on the mat, extend the right leg long, hug the left leg in, roll the left ankle. Bring that leg across, finding the mat, a block, or bending your bottom knee, keeping the left shoulder on the mat. Cactusing the arms, looking over that shoulder. Long, deep breaths. Coming back to center, once again, recentering yourself, drawing both knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug, finding happy baby, grabbing feet, hands in between the legs, massage that low back. So hopefully your low back is not sore. If it is, it just means you might have been working it when you should have been working your abs. So that's just a matter of concentration, of focus, checking your alignment. And let's extend those legs down below you. Finding Savasana, turning your palms upwards, chin towards chest. Now coming to nose breathing. So inhaling through the nose, slowly exhaling through the nose. If you need one deep breath, open your mouth and let it go. To help relax, you can do that. Allow your shoulders to melt into the mat. Allow your feet to drop open. Watch your breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Feel your body relax. Feel your legs and your arms grow heavy. Just give yourself a few moments of peace. Bring your attention to your breath. Allow the breath to deepen, inhaling deeply through the nose, filling your lungs to capacity. Notice your chest, your ribs, your abdomen expanding, and then allow the breath to slowly go out through your nose. Feeling a sense of relaxation come over your whole body. In your next deep inhale, feel it start to awaken your body. Imagine breathing energy all the way down your arms and your legs and out the top of your head. And begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Begin to roll your wrists and ankles. Allow your head to drop gently from side to side. And then drawing your knees towards your chest. Rolling over onto one side, letting your head rest on your arm, pausing for a moment. Thanking yourself for your practice today. This was a particularly challenging practice. So thank yourself for getting through it and forgive yourself for anything that you couldn't do that maybe you feel like you should have been able to do. Let that go. Be glad for what you did. That's what matters. And then pressing yourself up to a seated position, finding yourself with your legs crossed, your spine tall, arms in your lap. Pressing your palms together, palm to palm, thumbs in the middle of your heart. In the middle of your chest at your solar plexus, your heart chakra. And with your hands here, your palms here, and your focus on your heart, bring your attention to one thing for which you are grateful. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's an event, maybe it's something really simple. And enjoy one moment of gratitude for that thought. And send that gratitude, that love, that joy out into the world. Om Shanti Om. Namaste.